All right, there we go. Okay, so very quickly, why it works. 4 divided by 2 is what? 2. Cool. 4 times 1/2 is what? 2. Now, if you forget why that is, it's real easy. That's a half, right? And I need 4 of them. There's 4 halves, right? That makes 1, that makes 2. Cool? Everyone remembers this, right? Now, so if 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 4 times a half is 2, then that means 4 divided by 2 is the same thing as 4 times 1/2. Are you happy? Or you understand that logic? You cool with it? Okay, now look.
If you were to do it like normally, like if you were to just do like multiplying, would you like put like a 1 over the 4?
I'm about to say that. What are all of these numbers that you see by themselves really? They're all really over 1, aren't they? Right? So, 4 divided by 2 is the same as 4 times 1/2. Now notice, the 2 and the 1 just switch places. And the divide became a times. Everybody cool? So that's all you do. And then you multiply the way you normally multiply from last day. That's it. The rules don't change. If the signs are the same, what's the answer? Positive, 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 positive. If the signs are different, they're negative. Why do we do that chart? Because negatives screw you guys up. When do we care about negatives when we're multiplying? Not till the end, because we already know what the answer is going to be. Cool? All right, so now we should be at the spot where everybody is. Everybody's here. I didn't write here at all yesterday, did I? Nope. Okay, so let's get this going. So I look at this and I say to myself, in English, this says I have 3/4 and I'm chopping it up into bits that are 9/8 negative big. Does that make any sense? No. If I tell you to cut a pizza in half, you can do it, right? Yeah. You have one pizza, you put a line down the middle, you're done. But if I say cut up 3/4 of a pizza into pieces that are 8/9 big, does that make any sense? No. So that's why the multiplying comes into play, because that does make sense. Okay? So whenever I see a divided by question, and how many ways could I write this? Is there other ways to write divided by?
Multiply it.
I can multiply by the flip, yeah. Can I also write this? 3/4 divided by negative 9/8. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that divided by? Yeah. Could I also write it as a crazy double fraction? Mm-hmm. Isn't this also 3/4 divided by negative 9/8? Could I write it that way? They are all exactly the same thing, okay? And they equally make no sense when you describe it in English, do they? Take 3/4 of pizza and cut it into negative 9/8 pieces. Does that make any sense to say out loud?
Nope.
No, it doesn't. So math guys invented another way to do it, and it's what I'm about to show you. Whenever you see dividing fractions equals multiplying by the, now I'm going to put a $5 math word here, reciprocal. I'm going to highlight it because that's a word you should know. I'm going to use it all the time. And I'm not going to use a nickname for it. I'm not going to call it a flippy-turny upside down fraction, a pineapple upside down fraction. I'm not going to give it a cute little name. I'm going to call it by its name, a reciprocal. But what is a reciprocal? The fraction numbers change places. And there's a whole bunch of stuff about reciprocals that makes them very powerful. We're not going to talk about them at all, except to divide fractions. So just to show you, if 2/3 is the fraction I start with, what's its reciprocal? 3/2. Please notice the places just change. Signs didn't change, did they? So what if I had -7/5? What would its reciprocal be? 5/-7. Is everyone cool? Okay. So, dividing fractions is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. All right? So, if multiplying is where I make the change, is 3/4 going to change? No, because 3/4 divided by. I don't make the change until I have to multiply. So 3/4 stays there. The divide becomes times, and this becomes what? 8/9. Why did I get rid of the negative sign? Because I don't care about it until when, Emily? The end. I know this answer is going to be negative, so I'm just going to write it down here. Because I know it's negative, because I'm multiplying or dividing and the signs are different. Everyone cool? Now, am I allowed to go 24/36? Because 3 times 8 is 24, 4 times 9 is 36. Am I allowed? Sure I am. And 24 and 36 are pretty easy to simplify, aren't they? But when the numbers get big, that's no good. So we're going to continue to practice our way of making it simpler now. Does something work with 9 and 3? What? 3. How many 3's fit into 3? 1. How many 3's fit into 9? 3. Does anything work with 8 and 4? What? 4. How many 4's fit into 4? 1. How many 4's fit into 8? 2. What's 1 times 2? What's 1 times 3? 3. Now, am I done? Got to remember that negative sign. So it's -2/3. Is everybody cool with that? Yeah. That's it. That's dividing fractions. Now here's something strange. If you were to go out on the street and ask 10 strangers to divide fractions, I would be very surprised if you could find one that could do it. Even though, don't we use add, subtract, multiply, and divide all the time? We really do. And don't we use fractions all the time, but we don't use them as fractions? What do we use instead? Starts with a D, ends with an L, has esima in the middle of it. Decimals. So you better know how to multiply and divide, right? Because we do use it all the time.
Yeah, aren't they just fractions?
Yes.
What? Yeah, I teleported.
There you go. Yes, Omar?
I'm magical.
Mm-hmm. I understand, Omar.
Oh,
Miss Shug, is that a candygram for me?
Erlene. I'm gonna say Erlyn.
Erlen, nice.
2 for you.
Oh,
Emily.
Emily, holy.
And is it Cyan? Cheyenne?
Cyan, Cyan.
Not even close.
Well done, ladies.
There you go. Just have to spread some joy.
You should have knocked and gone candygram like the land shark on Saturday
We
Night
were
Live.
contemplating singing, Craig and I, but we thought that
Oh.
was a really poor choice.
Have you guys seen the land shark ever?
I played a game with a land shark in it.
It's from the 70s. You guys all know what Saturday Night Live is, right?
Yeah.
There used to be a sketch on Saturday Night Live where there was a guy dressed in a shark suit, and he would go around and he would eat people. And he was called the land shark. And it was on over and over and over again. And the land shark was terrorizing New York City. And on one of the sketches, this woman's in her house and she hears knock, knock, knock on the door. And she goes to the door and says, "Who is it?" And the land shark's on the outside. He starts looking around and he goes, "Candygram." And then the woman says, "Candygram from who?" Then knock, knock, knock. And the land shark looks around and he says, Flowers, ma'am. Flowers? From who? Knock, knock, knock. He says, I know you. You're that land shark. And the woman says, or the land shark says, no. And then he says something else. The woman says, oh, all right, and lets him in, and then he eats her. Which really doesn't sound funny when you describe it, but if you actually watch it, it's freaking hilarious.
Can you search it up?
Huh?
Can you search it up?
Shut up.
No, search it up.
No, you can't search it up because Saturday Night Live is so mean about what goes on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, they've actually started to be a little nicer. There's Saturday Night Live's channel on YouTube I've heard right now. I'll look one later in the day and I'll let you see Land Shark because Land Shark is something you should all see because it's funny. And then if your parents are of a certain age, like my age, and you go knock, 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 Candygram, they might be like, where'd you hear that? And you'd be like, math class. And then I'll get in trouble, so shut up.
Why?
Because they'll be like, shouldn't you be learning math in math class? Why are you learning about Land Shark?
Well, my parents are okay with that.
But then what you could do is then divide some fractions for them. And then you'd be all like, boom, and you could hold out your pencil and go, Hayden, out. And just walk out of the room. And your mom will be like, and then on your way out, you can go knock, 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 Candygram, and just keep walking. Don't do that to your mom. Okay? Don't. I wouldn't recommend it to either of your parents. Try it on a grandpa. Grandpas dig that stuff.
Yeah, that's.
And most of your grandparents are probably around my age anyway.
Oh.
So,
That's a joke on me, not you guys.
I know.
All right. So,
But it looks like.
please notice, as always, I have started you off super easy. Right? I've given you the first step. The divided by becomes multiply, and what happens to the 3/4? It switches to 4 over 3. Why did I stop writing the negative, Cameron? Because I'm just going to put it right at the end, because I know that answer is going to be negative, right? So now I got 4, and I got 3. Now, check. Does 2 work with 3? No. Omar, I'm going to give you a hint. Whenever you want to give an answer, I want you to stop for 1 second and think before you say it. Okay? Because you always get it in a second. You say an answer, and then I look at you, and you're like, oh. Just do the before you say it, and then I will never have to look at you. Not that there's anything wrong with looking at Omar. He's a pleasant young man.
See, that will show that to your parents. No?
Let's do math.
Please don't stare.
So, can I simplify this? Does 2 work with 3? Ask Omar. No. Does 4 work with 5?
No.
No. So if it doesn't simplify here, is it going to simplify at the end?
No.
No. So I just go 2 times 4 is 8, 5 times 3 is 15, and I'm done. Because I already have my negative there. Right? Now over here I've left it totally blank. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so first thing. Are the signs the same?
Yes.
So is my answer positive?
Yes.
So can I forget about them?
Yes.
Yep, screw them. They're gone. Does the first number change? Look in the 2 examples. Does the first number change?
No.
Did 2 over 5 change?
No.
No. Did 3/4 change?
No.
No. So does 2/9 change?
No.
No. So 2/9 doesn't change. Did the divided by change?
Yes.
To what?
Times.
Multiply. And what happened to 4 and 7? They change. Now I check. Does 2 work with 4? Yes. How?
2 times 2.
2 times 2 is 4. So how many 2's fit into 2? 1. How many 2's fit into 4?
2.
2. Do 7 and 9 work together? No, they don't. So they don't change. So now, what's 1 times 7? 7. And what's 9 times 2? 18. And I know it's positive, so I'm done. Now, honestly, guys, if you walk next door and ask the number 1 math teacher in the whole school, one of the number 1 math teachers in the whole district, if you don't mind my saying, what is the hardest thing kids find in high school math? He will say fractions. Is it?
No.
Is it?
No.
It really isn't, is it?
No.
Right? All right.
Then what's the hardest? Multiplying by pi.
No.
That one makes so much sense. You don't have to use a calculator.
All right.
You
So
don't
now,
have to use numbers.
this is where my good man Cameron is going to shine. Because this is Cameron's move from yesterday.
What do you mean?
Kind of. Okay? Don't be that way, Cameron. Okay. I'm going to show you guys, in reality, how would you divide decimals? What would you use? If you're going to divide a decimal, what would you do? Calculator. Of course you're going to use a calculator, right? And let's be honest. That's, the way we're going to do life. If someone's giving you an estimate on cleaning your house and they did an hour and a half, you're going to go 1.5, right? And you're going to divide it that way. And that's cool. I'm okay with that. But I have to show you how to do it once properly, okay? Without a calculator. That's the only reason I'm doing it, because I have to. If you have to go to the bathroom and leave the room, you know what I'm going to say.
No.
Pardon me? Oh, that's okay. I just slapped myself in the forehead. I'm sure it just came off the ground. It's just to make me pretty. I sometimes want to feel pretty, Maddie. Why do you have to be that way? Okay, now I'm all self-conscious about it.
You can't be pretty.
All right.
You have to be manly. Ooh.
Okay, so first of all, what's the answer going to be? Negative. So I don't care about that, right? Yeah, it is. It's going to be negative 1 point. There's going to be a decimal. Now, Omar is saying to himself, it's a smart move because this is really close to 5, isn't it?
Yes.
And I know that 3 is only going to fit into 5 once, isn't it? So Omar, before you even do any math, he's looked at this and he says the answer has got to be 1 something, right? Which is helpful because if he punches something into his calculator wrong and doesn't get 1, he's not going to write down that answer, is he? Because he knows it has to be 1 something. Everybody good?
Yep.
It's always a good move to take. So here's how you actually do it. This number goes outside, and this number goes inside. And then you do long division. And everybody sucks at long division. Don't worry about it. You don't have to do it. You're going to use your calculator to do this, yeah? But I got to show you once. Now, this decimal goes right there. The decimal goes up. It stays there. And then we just do regular long division. How many 3s go into 5? 1. So I put 1 3 into this 5, right?
Yes.
That leaves me with a leftover. So 1 3 worked with this 5, and that leaves me with 2. Then I bring down the 1. How many 3s go into 21? 7. So I had 7 3s, 21, 0. Okay. Have we done all our dividing? Yeah, because I'm left at 0. I've got nothing left over. And the only thing left over, Omar, is our negative sign. Because we remembered that we had a negative. Is everyone cool?
Yep.
All right. And that's it.
Yes.
Okay, now, of course, like I say, you're going to use your calculator for most of it, all right? But you will notice, if you go to your calculator and you do 51 divided by 3, what do you get?
I don't know. I don't have a calculator. I'll tell you right now.
You get 17.
You forgot to add the points.
Wait a minute. There's 1 decimal there. I need 1 decimal here, and I've got it. Everybody see it? So let's look at this next one. 7.5 and 5. Well, the first thing I got to think, right here, I even wrote it here. Positive or negative? Which is it? Negative, so I'm going to write that negative right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? 7.5, yuck. 75, ooh, I like that. Divided by 5.
That's really easy.
Of course it is.
That's. Oh,
15.
really? I have to think about this.
15. Everybody agree?
Yes.
Now stop. Remember what Omar did in the very first question? He said, well, 3 will go into 5 once. So the answer had to be 1 something, didn't it? So let's look at this question. How many 5s fit into 7? 1. So the answer has to be 1 something, doesn't it? So where does the decimal have to go if I have a 1 and a 5? Has to go after the 1 because it has to be 1 something, doesn't it? 7.5 is about 7 divided by 5, which we know is 1 something, don't we? Right?
Yes.
So 7.5 divided by 5 has to be negative 1.5. Does everyone see how that works? Yeah. Now, obviously, you're going to use a calculator, right? But if it's a big, long question with 20 calculations in it, isn't it nice to have an idea about where you're going to end up, kinda?
Yeah.
That's why I'm showing you this. Because then, if you do 5 minutes of work in your calculator and get an answer that makes no sense, you can say, which, of course, when we're doing a test, I don't want to hear any of you in here, which is almost as funny as if you farted, but not quite. That was funny, and nobody laughed. You laughed in inside, Xavier? I need your validation. I'm that sad. I'm just kidding.
Just keep drinking and drink.
I plan to. I used to have a student that would get so mad at me because I would say, sometimes after I took a drink. He's like, that's a hot drink. You can't say, after you take a hot drink.
That's actually
Why not?
because
He didn't have an answer.
well I do because a hot drink is not a valid.
La, 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 la.
Give me a second.
La, 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 la.
James, I don't think you...
Because a cold drink.
We're done. We're done.
A cold drink is a crisp, meaning that you can say as such. But a
Now,
hot drink is
wait. You guys know the drill. Remember, 1 to 21 is what you do for the A. I'm going to write what you need to know over here. All right? And I'm also going to ask right now, as soon as I write this out, if anybody wants me to go over anything from 127. Okay? Now, also, is if you were one of those people that needs another minute with your quiz, I'll let you take it back. Okay? Everybody cool? Hey.
I'm cool.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Is that a candygram for me?
Alicia.
Oh, come on! I'm the best looking teacher in the school. You don't have to put your name on it. You could have signed them anonymous.
Just saying, I got 2.
Oh.
Guess no one likes you, Mr. Myers.
Oh.
Oh, them's fighting words.
That's his fighting words.
Try guessing some gummy bears, Xavier.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. Everybody likes gummy bears.
Especially the first one.
I like chocolate.
I can't even talk to you guys.
I'll get you a candy.
Don't worry.
It's too late.
Extra on your birthday.
I was broke.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Mr. Myers, I'll get you some gummy bears for your birthday.
It's too late.
It's too late to go now.
James, please don't.
I had to.
No.
It was there. Don't tell me no.
No.
No. Oh, that's a Family Guy, the maid.
Say that.
Yeah. I remember that. That was a good show. No.
1 second, Omar.
This is my extended pencil. Swing.
Because of your voice. This rap will cry about it.
Okay, there you go. Now, before I let you go, is everyone okay with page 127?
Yes.
Or does anybody need something from there shown to them?
Did you mark that one?
Did I mark the quiz?
No, the 127.
No, I'm going to do it together, multiplying and dividing, on Monday. Karina.
There was the one question in there where you had to multiply 3 fractions.
Oh, okay. Yep. everybody else, if you don't need to see that, I'll show Karina on the board behind me. You can go ahead and start working on 134.
Oh.
If you need your quiz back, you're one of the people that didn't quite get it done, 2 things are going to happen right now. 1, you are going to work faster next time because I gave you way more than enough time to do that. If you needed more time than I gave you, then that says to me you don't really know what you're doing. Do you understand? So work on your speed. Okay? In a sec. I'm going to give these back to these people. Please be honest and just do them silently without cheating.
Oh.
No.
Aiden wrote me a song.
More of a diss, you know? Since you say all that about Snack the Ripper and Mad Child, School Edition.
Oh.
No, it's like...
I could see Hayden and Mr.
I feel like I messed up like halfway through.
Mr. Myers going at it.
Oh, you were
And
happy,
the
happy with it?
letters.
Okay.
Like it's
It
good.
just was in the pile of...
Like it's good.
Here's my
It's like
extended
a paragraph.
Okay.
That's nothing.
Which number was the multiply 3... What? 15?
Yeah, 15. I didn't get that one either.
Okay. Okay. Does order matter?
Yes, Tuesday. We worked on our stuff and we played on.
No, because we're multiplying, right?
We turned it
So
to-
order doesn't matter. So, can I rewrite this as 5 over 6, 3 over 2, and negative 4 over 7? Is that okay? It is, right?
Close now.
Okay. Now, am I allowed to go 5 times 3 times 4, 6 times 2 times 7? Yeah, I am. Which would give me an answer, right? And it would give me 5 times 3 is 15 times 4 is 60. And of course it would be negative because there's one negative sign, right? Over 6 times 2 is 12 times 7 is 84. Is that okay? And then simplify. Yes, it is. And you can do that. But you can also do, again, simplifying. Does 5 work with anything on the bottom?
Yes.
No.
What? 7?
5's, no. Does 3 work with anything on the bottom?
Yeah.
3 and 6 work together, don't they?
Yes.
Okay, so how many 3's fit in 3? 1. How many 3's fit in 6? 2. Does 4 work with anything on the bottom? 2. How many 2's fit in 2? 1. How many 2's fit in 4? 2. So now I've got 5 times 1 times 2. What's that? 10. And it's going to be negative. And 2 times 1 times 7. What's that?
14.
14. Right? Everybody cool? Yeah? Now, let's check. What's 60 divided by 6? 10, right? And 84 divided by 6 is 14. So we're already kind of simplified, aren't we? But that'll simplify once more, won't it?
Yes, by 5. Aha.
Not 5.
What?
2. That's negative 5 over 7. Everyone cool?
Yes.
Now wait, look back to our simplifying. Did I have a 2 on top?
Yes.
Did I have a 2 on the bottom?
Yes.
So what gets to happen to them? How many 2's fit into 2?
2. 1.
1. How many 2's fit into 2?
1.
1. And now I've got 5 times 1 times 1.
What?
5. 1 times 1 times 7. 7.
What?
And you can do the same thing. What if I stretch out 10 fractions in a row? Can you do the same thing? Yeah. Anything on the bottom can work with anything on the top. Do they have to be in order? Could we have done it over here? Sure, you got 3 and 6, so I can do 2 and 1. I got 2 and 4, so I can do 1 and 2. Then I got 2 and 2, gone and gone. 5, 1, 7, 1, done. Cool? And it doesn't matter how far we stretch it. That will always work. In grade 10 and 11, you'll be doing this with variables instead of numbers.
Perfect.
It'll be like 5xy over 3xy.
Wait, but X, Y are the same then. So
I know.
X, Y, 1.
X and Y on top, X, Y on the bottom. What do you get to do? Same number on the top, same number on the bottom. What did we do when it was 2 and 2? Crossed them out, right? So what do I do here?
Cross them out.
Cross them out. Now look at that. You're already doing grade 10 work.
Yay! I'm smart.
Thanks, Erilyn. That's it. It doesn't get any more difficult. We just change it. Instead of using numbers, we use letters.